Hey, how you doing? Richard Langseth, Bud Long, Farm Road, Warwick. Well, it's been a couple of years since. I have a little handout. It's only 6 copies, but maybe you could share them around. What we're talking about today is the freight warehouse on Strawberry Field Road. And I'd like to be sure that my comments are included in the input to the environment assessment for the freight warehouse.
I'd ask you respectfully, if you'd like something included, that you put it in letter format.
Okay.
Submit it in letter format, so there's no question about what you're going to submit.
Well, that's fine. I just want to make sure that when I read the minutes of this meeting that I was here and spoke about it.
We'll mention specifically that you were here, that you spoke about it, and that we requested you to put any of your comments that you'd like included in the report or referenced in the report in a letter that we will make sure gets submitted.
That's more than fair.
Thank you.
In February, there was a board meeting here, and you talked about the new freight facility going in. And one of the last item on the Visio was e-commerce. And apparently the new freight warehouse going in might be destined for e-commerce, which is a very big deal, as we all know. And on the other side of the street over here is a rather large warehouse going in on private property in the cornfield. And nobody really knows for sure who the tenant is, but it's believed to be Amazon. And of course, the people of Warwick, Rhode Island are not all that crazy about having a major freight facility here at the Green Airport with 767s coming in and going out all night long. It's a rather controversial issue, so I thought I'd bring it to your attention, a few of these facts. The staff analysis, which you voted on this last session, talked about traffic and noise studies. So I assumed that when the environment assessment was going in, there would be a real noise study. And to me, a noise study is a Part 150, which is how airplanes are, trafficking, taking off and landing and all that kind of stuff. And it's a rather elaborate process. However, when I did the public records document and found that EACOM is not going to do that. All they're going to do is study the barrier at Strawberry Field Road and how that might impact the neighbors. It specifically excludes an A150 type study. And what I'd like to bring to your attention is that Rhode Island Airport Corporation has a Part 150 study in the year 2000. And in that study, it specifically excludes this facility on Strawberry Field Road. It was mentioned in that study 22 years ago, and that's excluded from the Part 150. So it's my belief that because it's excluded from Part 150, and the Part 150 is 22 years old, one would think that AECON or its subcontractor would do a noise study of the aircraft traffic, not just a noise study of what's happening right there at that little Strawberry Field Road facility, which is not little, by the way. We're talking about $100 million for the first rendition, plus it goes on. If you look at the master plan and the airport layout plan, we're talking almost $400 million of public money going into this facility, for which it's being proposed there's not a study of the air noise, which is quite unbelievable. The people of Warwick really don't want this, and they're going to be looking very, very hard at this environment assessment, right? So therefore, you guys need to be aware that as this comes down, people are going to be complaining about the fact of the study. Now, there's one other thing to the Part 150 which is really interesting. It's the technical committee. Years ago, of course, 20 years ago, we were all in this together, and it was decided there'd be a technical resource committee for the Part 150, which is a permanent committee. And nothing's been heard of that for years and years, perhaps 2010, 2011. And this presentation that you received last month said that people, or actually the ACOM study shows that interested people will be engaged in this study before the environment assessment is actually published and then available for the public. And I don't see any stakeholder activity here at all. So you know, I don't want to take up all day, but we really have to consult with interested parties. And interested parties include the people of Warwick. It includes the politicians in town. It includes the governor. It includes, you know, all these folks. So I just thought to bring that to your attention. And you folks have a copy of the interested information. And, you know, and I really thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lynch. Just to confirm that you brought forth a lot of very specific and technical information. We do our best to keep notes, but to confirm, just so there's no misunderstanding, that you will submit a letter highlighting.
Oh, of course.
Right. And that will take the place of us doing minutes on your discussion this morning, and that will be passed on.
Well, I find that
the minutes for the board meeting will be included. The chairman's talking about minutes submitted in the EA in the south side.
Oh, okay, yeah, because in the recent past, the board of RIAC has been very, very good about minutes.
The same will be continued.
Speaking quite quickly, and our minute taker is not a stenographer.
Oh.
He's writing feverishly.
Should we miss anything, I just wanted you to have the opportunity to put it in writing, so to make sure that it is complete in every respect that you want to do.
I do appreciate that offer. And in fact, I'll put it in writing before the public comment period. I'll put it in writing, you know, rather quickly within a day.
Appreciate that.
Thank you very much.